Okay, so I'm waiting to run my last 20 miles. It's raining out right now, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to do a video on something that I've been wanting to do this whole time. And by the way, the vehicle's not moving. I wanted to talk about some of the patient care and research efforts that are ongoing right now at the U of M. For those of you who are interested in donating or just curious as to what the MS Center at the U of M is doing, one of the patient care things I think is pretty cool is this, they're calling it a boot camp for those who are newly diagnosed within the past 3 to 6 months. So they're bringing in healthcare providers, doctors, therapists, and care coordinators to provide guidance and answer questions. I think this is a real good thing to do, because even though I already came from a family with someone who has MS, and I'm familiar based on my training, it's still really scary when you get the diagnosis, because especially with MS, you have no idea what's going to happen. If you're going to get a relapse tomorrow, if things are going to go okay for the next 10 or 15 years, or if they're going to go downhill quick. So having resources and being able to ask questions is really nice. So I'm glad they're doing that. Another area that is pretty cool, I think, because I like numbers and kind of geeking out on that kind of stuff, is the Center for Magnetic Resonance Research, which is partnering, or the MS Center is partnering strongly with them. Well, specifically because MRI is one of the key ways that researchers and clinicians analyze, look at, and research MS. That's one of the tools for looking at it. So we have at the U of M the 10.5 Tesla MRI, which is actually the most powerful MRI approved for use on humans. So that number probably doesn't mean much to you. It doesn't necessarily mean much to me, but to put it in perspective, the MRI that was used initially to find the lesions that I have was a 1.5 Tesla. So this is quite a bit more powerful than that. And I think, don't quote me, but I think 1.5 to maybe even 3 is pretty common. So 10.5 is huge. So it's pretty cool that we have that. So lots of excitement about being able to use these ultra high powerful MRIs, because we can look at things with much greater detail, and can look at the disease, possibly track things more accurately, and maybe even come up with better treatments in the future. And so that's pretty cool. And then probably the most exciting thing, especially wave of the future type thing, is the stem cell transplant clinical trial that will be starting to take applicants or subjects this fall. It's a phase 3 clinical trial that compares autologous, I hope I pronounced that right, I've never really known how to pronounce that, but your own stem cells as a transplant back into you to treat MS, versus a currently approved high efficacy disease modifying therapy. So not just a placebo, but another drug that works really well, which I think is pretty important and great for making comparisons, especially when you're talking about really high risk interventions. And so what will happen is your stem cells will be, and we're talking about hematopoietic stem cells, which are stem cells, which are cells that can be formed into different blood cells. So immune cells and the like. These cells are extracted from your bone marrow, stored, and then you undergo chemotherapy, high dose immunosuppressants to kill your immune system, because in MS, your immune system is the thing that attacks the myelin, which is the insulation on your nerves. So the idea is that if you can get rid of the attacking immune system and start over, which is basically like the immune system you had for the first 10, 15, 20, 30 years of your life, we can slow or maybe even halt the disease progression. So once your immune system has been effectively neutralized, they reintroduce your stem cells, and then you repopulate your immune system. So that would be the main intervention, and then they compare that to other disease-modifying therapies that are, of the dozen or so that are already out there. I don't know which ones they're going to use, but and so then they'll compare that over the next few years. This is a follow-on to the HALT MS phase 2 clinical trial, I believe. And so pretty special that the U of M got selected to do this, because not everyone gets to be a part of this. The U of M is a pioneer and leader in stem cell research, storage, as well as bone marrow transplants, which is one of the reasons that we were ultimately selected. So it's pretty cool that the U of M, I think, is going to be a part of history here in this, and so that's exciting. I think I have no idea if I am someone who would even meet the inclusion criteria or not, but I don't know if my disability index is high enough right now, so I guess that's a good thing, right? So we'll see. It's not really about that. I just wanted to provide the information that this is on the horizon in the near future. So my goal with all of this is to try to tie this in to the people who are donating and interested in this, because I like the idea of providing a kind of a feedback loop. So if people want to donate, it's not just a one-time transaction, hope for the best, and hopefully the research works. Well, I want to at least provide some feedback, so you can come back to the website later and see, okay, yeah, well, this is how that phase 3 trial is going. These are some of the things they're now doing with that 10.5 Tesla MRI, and as the patient care, reporting these kind of outcomes and patient satisfaction, X, Y, and Z. So I'll try to do videos, and where possible, I'll even attach the links to open source research that's available to the public. I'll have the links there. Some of that stuff is not it's not the easiest reading or the most pleasurable, I guess. Maybe for some people it is, but it'll at least be there if you are actually interested. So that's my hope with this website, and being kind of transparent and connected with the people who do choose to graciously donate. So hope that was helpful.